Using the substitution u equals x cubed plus 2, determine the integral of x to the third power plus 2 all raised to the fourth power multiplied by 6x to the fifth power dx. Alright, so using u substitution, we'll look at what we have in the bracket here, which is x cubed plus 2, and so we'll let u be equal to this portion, x cubed plus 2, and that's what we were given, right? And we know that we can differentiate u with respect to x, and that will give us 3x squared, and this becomes 0 when differentiated. And so we keep that in mind. Also, if we put this over 1, then we can rewrite the dx over du. So we're differentiating x with respect to u. Because we flip the du over dx, we can flip this as well, which will give us 1 over 3x squared. And I might wonder, why are we doing this? Well, when we're integrating, let's say f of x with respect to x, one way we can actually rewrite this is the integral of the function, and then we put dx over du with respect to du. Alright, now if you look at this, the du will cancel du, and so what we have is the integral of f of x with respect to x. So by putting du here and here, it's really saying the same thing. So now let's keep this in mind as we find the integral of this expression here. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to write the integral of, and now we're going to write the function here. Let's write it back. And the next step in doing this, what we could do, notice that we have the x cubed plus 2 being equal to u. So we're going to replace this x cubed plus 2. Let's replace that with u. Raise that and raise it to the fourth power. Then what can we do with this? We could leave the 6x to the fifth power for now, and the dx, let us write this. In fact, let me just do this quickly. So let's put this x cubed plus 2 raised to the fourth power, 6x to the fifth, and where I have dx here, I'm going to just do the same thing here, right? Which is put, in place of dx, I put dx, which was there already, put it over du, multiply by du. Notice again, this is the same thing. This is the original function given, integral of the original function given. But putting it over du times du, or should I say respect to du, will help us to simplify. So what we're going to do, we're going to replace this dx, dx respect to du, with what we have here. Notice I have dx respect to du is 1 over 3x squared. So I'm going to replace that dx here with, let's go back over this, let's make sure we got that. I'm going to put this here, integral of, I'm going to replace this with u to the fourth power, multiply by 6x to the fifth, the dx over du, I'm going to write it as 1 over 3x squared, and put back the du here. This is just one method of doing it, and I find this is very useful. Alright, so what's the next step after this? Well, we could simplify this portion here, right? We'll simplify the portion. For instance, this is really, if you look at it, 6x to the fifth multiplied by 1 over 3x squared will give us 6x to the fifth over 3x squared, which will give us 2x, subtract the powers, give us 3. So that's 2x to the third power. So all of this simplified to 2x. 2x to the third power respect to du. Now the 2 here, we can bring it in front of the integral sign. And so we have u to the 4th times x cubed with respect to du. Alright, now in terms of the u equals x cubed plus 2, we can make x cubed the subject by subtracting 2 from both sides. And so we have x cubed is equal to u minus 2. Alright, so we can replace the x cubed, that we have here with the binomial u minus 2. We're replacing the entire x cubed. Again, this is what we're given here. And so we just make x cubed the subject by removing the plus 2. So by subtracting 2, we have x cubed, and subtracting 2, we have u minus 2. So x cubed is u minus 2. So we have x cubed, is replace it with u minus 2. And we have the u here. Alright, so the next step after this, let's see what we can do. We can multiply out the bracket. And so we have 2 u to the 5th minus 2u to the 4th with respect to u. And then what we could do here, we could integrate the expression u to the 5th minus 2u to the 4th. So let's integrate that. We're going to add 1 to the power and divide by that new power. So it'll be u to the 5th. No, add 1 to it, it'll be 6, right? That should be 6. Divide by 6 minus 2 raised by 1 power give us 5. Divide by 5. And that's it. Oh yeah, we have to make sure we add c. Okay, to that expression. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we can simplify this. Let's simplify this. So we can find the LCM of 6 and 5, which is 30. 6 goes into 35 times, so that's 5. It's going to be 5u to the 6 minus 5 goes into 36 times, so 6 times the 2 here be 12. U to the 5th. Alright, and then put the plus c. Alright, now 2 can cancel, well, 2 can go into 15 times, so we can simplify that even further. That gives us 15. And then we can write back what we have on top here. But what I'm going to do instead, let's see if we can actually factor out. So all we know is that the 2 cancels itself and 2 goes in that 15 times. Now I'm going to simplify the top portion. I should say factor out the u to the 5th, because u to the 5th is in itself and u to the 5th is in u to the 6th, right? So factor out u to the 5th, and what I'm going to get here would be 5u. Alright, remember it's 5u to the 1, right? Because when you multiply u to the 5th by 5u to the 1, you get 5u to the 6th. Alright, minus 12. Let's write it somewhere better. Okay, so when we factor out u to the 5th from 12u to the 5th, we're left with 12 only. And then we put back the plus c here. Alright, see what we could do better. Okay, based on what we have here, we can't simplify it any further. So now we can substitute or replace the u. Remember, we were told that we're going to let u equal what? X squared plus 2. So we're going to, well, x cubed plus 2. So we're going to put that back in where we have the u. I'm going to put x cubed plus 2 raised to the 5th power. Then put 5, oh yeah, open bracket, 5 times the u, which is x cubed plus 2, then put back the minus 12 all over 15. Yeah, all over 15 plus c. And this can be simplified even further. The 5 we'll multiply whatever is in bracket there, alright? So we can actually do that somewhere here. Let's see. Get some space here. So the 5 times x cubed plus 2 minus 12. 5 times x cubed is 5x cubed. 5 times 2, that's 10. So multiply out the bracket minus 12. And this will be 5x cubed minus 2. So all of this can be simplified to 5x cubed minus 2. Alright, lacking space, so I just decided to do the other step, which is to simplify what I had here originally. Alright, remember what I had here was this, right? This portion was actually right here. Alright, so now simplifying it, we get this. And I think that's about it. We can't do anything else with that, right? Plus c. So this is, the answer is in the numerator, x cubed plus 2, all raised to the 5th power, multiplied by 5x cubed minus 3, the quantity 5x cubed minus 2, I should say, and then all divided by 15, and then plus the constant. If you try to integrate this, you should get back this portion here. Now integrate, if you differentiate this, you should get back this. Alright, so that's it.